people, and welcome back to Beneath the Lights with Washington Talent MCs. It's your boy Chad R, and today I've got with me a former model, extraordinary businessman, and a very, very close friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you, my main man, Emcee Purnell. I like that. You gave a little queen wave to the people right here.
You make me feel good, man.
How'd that feel to you?
Whenever I want to feel better about myself, I'm going to call you from now on.
That's what I'm talking about. The former model, extraordinary businessman, and a great friend.
It's the shirt.
It must be the shirt. It must be the shirt. Now, in all seriousness, man, I mean, you have become such a beacon of all things that are right, not only in this industry, but in the entertainment industry as a whole. It's an honor for me to call you my friend here.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. To my understanding, you did used to be a model and everything. Tell me about your background in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, it all started, surprisingly enough, at Hollister.
Okay.
At Hollister, I was a model. I was one of those guys walking around shirtless.
Right.
And it all started there, and it wasn't much entertainment, literally walking around with the shirt off, spraying cologne all over the place. So I met a nice young lady there who just happened to be in the industry, and she introduced me to Fresh, actually.
Okay.
Went out to a show, bombed my first show.
Wow.
It was terrible.
Wow.
I couldn't dance.
Okay.
I couldn't speak to anyone. I couldn't do anything.
A model who couldn't dance or speak. What a big surprise.
So rare.
Right.
So rare.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to all of our model friends out there.
Yeah. And get a personality.
Wow. You mentioned right there Fresh. That is obviously our mentor, the owner of So Fresh Entertainment, the company that we are both MCs for. Now, after that horrible performance, what happened there? Did he say, did he pat you on the back?
No, Fresh does this thing where if he doesn't like you, he won't call you.
Oh.
So that just goes for the performer side of things.
Right.
So I hounded him.
Okay.
I hounded him for days, weeks, let him know, hey, I like the job. I know I might not have been right for the job, but I liked it. It just so happened I called him on a Thursday. A dancer called out that same Thursday. This is like probably October, 7 years ago.
Okay.
And she called out. He was like, yo, dude, all right, here's your shot number 2.
Wow.
Come out, see what you can do again.
Right.
I go out, same thing all over again. I couldn't dance, couldn't do anything. I'm dancing with some of the best people in the industry, and I just bombed again.
Okay.
So this goes to show you, it's really hard to get into this industry and get to where you're at, where I'm at, because you got to have humble beginnings. So same scenario, didn't get a call back.
Yeah.
So I hounded him. And then about 3 weeks later after that, I got put on another show, just by chance again. And since I couldn't dance, I tried to play up my look, my image, my personality more than dance because I couldn't do it.
Right. You really had to find what it was that worked for you out there on the parties and everything.
Exactly.
Right.
So what worked for me was personality, connecting with the kids. I was 19, 18 at the time, so at a bar mitzvah, I'm like 5 years in difference. So we connected on the same things. Justin Bieber wasn't around back then. So, and I still use that technique today, actually, connecting with the kids, connecting with people on similar things, and not just trying to come from left field.
Right. Being able to find that balance.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's everything.
Now, you mentioned something back there. You said that in your dance career and as your performer here in the business that we do, you said that you came from humble or modest beginnings there. I know that in some ways that's a reflection of your life overall.
Yeah, absolutely. To say I grew up in a humble kind of atmosphere is, it's kind of selling it short because, you know, when I was born, actually a lot of people don't know this, I actually have a kidney disease.
Wow. And
it was diagnosed when I was 3.
Okay.
And I was 1 in every 20 million people at the time had this disease, so I was the only one in New Jersey.
Wow.
So I had to battle a lot of adversity, in my early years, and then my mother passed away when I was 5.
Wow.
And it was, you know, when you're 5, you don't process a lot of things.
Absolutely.
That's one thing I did process though, because I didn't have a father. So when she passed away when I was 5, I went straight to my grandparents.
Exactly.
Grew up with my grandparents, I had an older cousin, younger cousin, so I was the middle child.
Okay.
Of the bunch, and my grandparents were essentially raising a new set of children.
Wow.
With the 3 of us. So They had it tough. I had it tough being the redheaded middle child. And it was a rough upbringing. As I was growing up, there's one thing I always wanted to do, and that's excel at everything I did. If there wasn't anything I couldn't be the best at, I wasn't happy.
Right.
So when I played sports, I made sure I was the best on the team. Baseball, I was the best pitcher out there, the best shortstop. When I played basketball, I made sure I was the best. Even though in my mind I was the best, I wasn't always the best. But in my grades, I made sure I made honor roll, principal's list all the time. So I grew up trying to create the best opportunities for myself, and that followed me only throughout high school. Because once I went to graduate, I had all these offers on the table for colleges, free ride here, free ride there.
Right.
So it really drove me, that kind of poor upbringing really drove me to success.
Wow.
And that's where we are today.
And that's actually what I was going to ask you, was exactly what effect those upbringings had on you, and how you take that with you as an MC today.
When I go out and MC at any event, I don't forget where I came from. When you realize that, you bring all this knowledge, I've been through a lot, and I can diagnose any problem because I've seen everything.
Right. Wow.
I've been there, I've been down, I've been out, I've been high, I've been low. So you take these experiences with you, and it makes you realize that everything's bigger than what you think it is.
Wow.
This person's party is much bigger than you think it is, because this is the most important part of someone's life. I've had several moments like that in my life where I got my first honor roll. I knew how big that was. It may be small in someone else's eyes, but it's a huge accomplishment in my eyes.
Wow.
Remember when I made the principal's list. I remember when I made the all-star team. This is that same moment for this family.
Right.
And they're going to create several more moments where someone gets married, or their kid gets into the college they wanted to. So this has got to be one of the first milestones in their life.
Right.
So you got to realize how big of a deal that is. And I'd never take anything like that for granted.
Right. Speaking of which, what are some of the greatest moments that you've had to date?
Oh man. In 7 years, how long have I been doing this? Since
A
2005.
long time.
So, I'm getting old. I need a cane now at these shows. 25. Greatest moment. There's a lot of them. I've done $1 million parties where you take a look around and you see a glass dance floor with a river of chocolate flowing underneath of it, to a grotto made of chocolate, and you're just like, I made it to the big times.
Right. Right.
There's just been several moments. You know what? The best moments are the ones that I create with the families I still speak to today. My first big party I ever did was about 6 years ago when I first got into the industry. I still talk to them today.
Wow.
That I can honestly say those are probably some of the best moments. They're the people I still speak to years after their party, because they take the opportunity to make a new friend. Because the party is much deeper than that. It's much deeper than that. So
wow.
I take all of that and run away with it, man.
Purnell, that's amazing, brother. And as if all of the individuals out there don't know it already, look directly into that camera, and if there was someone that were considering booking you or someone else, why would they choose you?
They would choose me over any other entertainer because I keep everything original and I'm really genuine. The guy you see right here, speaking to this camera, speaking to Chad, speaking to all you out there, this is the exact same guy you get at your event. Whenever you call me, whenever you text me, it's the same guy you get all the time. I love life, I love entertaining people, and that's what I do 24/7.
That's awesome. Purnell, thank you very very much for stopping by today.
Mr. Amazing.
It's your host, Chad R., and thank each and every one of you for coming beneath the lights with the Washington Talent MCs. So fresh.
Yeah, baby.